Hello everyone, and welcome back to Destiny. Now I have some pre-recorded footage of an Oryx hard mode, challenge mode kill that I'll be using as a backdrop for this video. So I wanted to talk about challenge mode as a whole, and what I feel like the future of the raids could be, like what should be coming in the future, or what challenge mode could have been, things like that. And then I also want to discuss the Division open beta, which will be, out today. Hopefully, I'll make some videos on that too. But starting with Destiny raids and Destiny's future for PvE content, as no doubt most of you know that still play Destiny and still enjoy the day-to-day or the week-to-week Destiny time. PvE, or anything that isn't Crucible, is very light on content. There's not much to do for those of us that dislike competitive multiplayer, but prefer co-op multiplayer. Those being like Nightfalls, Heroic Strikes, story missions, the raids, things like that. It's been mentioned time and time again that we feel like Bungie has, swung and missed when it comes to keeping old content relevant. And they've spoken out and said things along the lines of, we want the focus of the player to be on the new and not on the old. There was a Reddit post a while back, something that most of us were probably thinking, that said, essentially, there's not enough content in Destiny currently to basically rationalize that statement. There's not enough stuff to do now that basically, makes it okay that there's not old content. If the player, even the casual player, is bored or runs out of things to do, which is, we're in a severe content drought like we were last year between The Dark Below and the House of Wolves, and especially when it being so marketed currently, like, hey friend, buy the Taken King, you'll love Destiny with your new friends and all the new story missions. It's like, okay, but we're out of stuff to do. And I almost kind of feel like the Refer a Friend program was Bungie shooting themselves in the foot slightly, to some degree, just because it was their way of saying, hey, go get a friend to buy the game, buy this game that is universally bashed on and hated, except for the people that play it, and have them buy it, with there being so little content currently that they'll be bored within a couple weeks. Or they won't be interested enough to play the entirety of the game because they have to go through the entirety of year 1 to get to year 2, and that's like boring as hell. You're forcing them to play the boring old content before they can even get into the new shit. Especially since one of the stages of the Refer a Friend program is getting to level 40. That's kind of asking a lot, but regardless, everyone hates the Refer a Friend program, so I'm not going to harp on it too much. But the statement that there's not enough stuff to do to warrant the basically disuse of old content is true. I feel like if they brought out a patch or a download, an update that reintroduced all of year 1 strikes that aren't currently in rotation and, updated them with stuff and new items and things, that would help. The 3 or 4 strikes that don't exist currently in rotation would help. We also need a new raid, or some kind of endgame content that's worthy of group time. Currently, I feel like the quick band-aid on the gaping wound or the missing limb for Destiny's year 2 content, drought, was, slapping challenge modes into King's Fall. And people have said since day 1 that challenge modes have been disappointing, because people, had expectations up too high, expecting them to be, variants of fights and things like that radically changed the encounters. And what ended up happening is they just basically said, okay, you kill the boss from the right-hand side of the room, kill him from the left, challenge mode, and gave you guaranteed 320 and 310 depending on your, level of difficulty. They gave you loot from that boss at that light level, a good guaranteed way to get some endgame gear. And now with the Crimson Doubles being over, the loot drops being broken, and the promise of 50-50 chance of a Sugary or Crimson Shell, Ghost Shell dropping at 320 in your bank before or on, somewhere around the 23rd of February. I feel like when they mentioned recently that there's going to be a light step in the future and then a major piece of content in the fall, and when I say light step, I mean literally light level step. There will be an increase to the maximum light level in a smaller piece of content in the near future, near soon, TM. And then there will be a large chunk akin to Taken King or larger in the fall. And then we'll hopefully see Destiny 2 on new disc, new game, that kind of stuff, new built-up engine, things like that. Hopefully like dedicated servers, fun stuff. We'll see Destiny 2 in 2017. My hope is that Bungie understands that the players need something to do. I was going to mention that they're giving out 320 shells, which are, one of the few things that keep people back from reaching 320, being like class items, ghost shells, that sort of thing. The skewed stuff that doesn't normally drop easily. With the 320 shells being guaranteed, people have cynically said, well, that's only because in a month they're going to, release the content with the new light level, and the first mission's going to give you a 321 ghost because fuck you, Bungie hates the players. They don't. They're building a game that they want to play under the guidance of Activision, and having some strings pulled here and there, and there's stuff going on behind the scenes that the player was never going to know, but we just have to hope that they have our best interest at heart, and they have their best interest at heart, and hope that they will, to the best of their ability, and that's important when I say that, to the best of their ability, build a game world that will persist for the time that they wish it to be alive, and will entertain and enthrall us as players and creators until that window has come, passed, and long since gone. I believe Bungie is doing things to the best of their ability, and I might not always agree with how they talk about things, how they communicate or don't communicate, or I might not always agree with the community's opinion on things going on, or the goings-on in the world, or updates or choices, but as the consumer, we can just hope that the company behind this world has our best interests at heart, and I do believe that Bungie has our best interests at heart. They want this game to be fun. They want to go home and be able to play it and enjoy it. I just believe that the path getting there is slow, tedious. There's mistakes are made, things like that. But at the end of the day, I feel like everything is fine. It'll be okay. And Destiny will be a game we'll love to play. Just have to nurture it and get it there. How good is it going to feel in 8 years to look back and say, remember when this game had a raid called the Vault of Glass? And hopefully in the future we'll have a raid that ties back into the Vault of Glass, something like that, a callback, things like that. But this video is coming to an end, and so is my spiel. So hopefully we'll see some Division content soon from the beta from me. Until then, I just hope that Destiny continues to be a game that I can come back and keep playing and enjoying, and a game that I can just always know is there, at least for the next good while. So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, I very much appreciate it. If you have any comments about this, go ahead and leave one below. And until the next video, have a great day, everyone.